right, so this is my first smoothie with the Nutribullet flip. First of all, I am surprised that it's still cold. It's been in here for close to 12 hours. It was exactly inside of here for 11 hours and 45 minutes. Life was lifing, and surprisingly, it's super cold. As you guys saw, or actually all the ice was melted, but it was still cold. It's an insulated, portable blender. Super cold, very refreshing. Now I'm sure when I make a fresh smoothie at the house, it will taste completely different, like more like a smoothie. But this is like so freaking good. So good. You know what? This is not how I usually do my unboxings. But let's head back to the house, see what's inside this package, a couple of rules, things to be aware of. Let me finish this up. Bye. Hello. So I'm actually back almost 2 weeks later. I decided to actually test the unit so I could have like better feedback and give you some insight. So before I do all that, let's see what exactly comes in the box. So here we go. You get the blending cup, stainless steel and insulated, the hybrid motor base, blade, and lid, USB-C charging cable, USB charging block, to-go lid, your blade cover, which also could fit the hybrid base. When you're not using the blade, you could store it this way. This cover lid also fits the to-go lid. And actually, when you get it packed, it comes like this. Your stainless steel straw, woo-woo, your cleaning brush, your user guide, product registration card, and a very cautionary what not to do card. One thing I would highly recommend is to get familiar with the recipe guide. The recipe guide will give you an idea of how much fruit, water, ice kind of thing ratios to put into the cup. At times, I find when I do my own recipes that I usually have to do maybe 2 blends because it's not completely blended up, which means I'll probably put too many frozen items in the insulated cup. The recipe that I did for the opening is called Beet Berry Boost Smoothie, and that drink contained 1/3 cup beets. I swapped that out for strawberries, 1/3 cup frozen blueberries, 1 cup of coconut water, 1 mint spring, and 1/2 cup of ice. I've had this drink several times and it's beyond refreshing, but let me show you the consistency after I try that drink live. Before I blend it, I just wanted to point out, if you ever see a flashing light like this means it's not put on properly. You want to twist it until you see it stop blinking, and then it's like a solid color. This looks like a bluish color. Press start and flip it. Flip it real good. So here's an example where you might want to use this base just in case you don't want things to leak around. So actually, let me just make sure everything's blended. Here's an example of what I've noticed. It's hard to get a good blend on the first try. The fruit is probably too frozen, so you could do it again. I'm gonna put the lid on, press start. All right, everything is blended. So what you could do is put this top inside the blade cover. Sorry. You could put your to-go cup to go, but you know I gotta taste it. Delicious. I also wanted to point out a couple of things in my whole week using this. I mean, I didn't have to charge this every day. As a matter of fact, It started turning red on, I think, the 7th day I used it. I was averaging using it 2 cycles a day, 1 for the drink, 1 to clean it. So you're going to get about, I got probably 16, 17 cycles before I had to plug it again. All right, one thing you want to be familiar with is the colors. So if it's solid green, it is fully charged. If it's flashing yellow, it is low charge and can use the, will only work a couple of cycles. Flashing red, it needs charging. And if you see that flashing yellow, like I showed you, that means it needs, needs to be fixed. There's a lot of do nots. I cannot or will not be going through every single one of them, but some of them are super important, so let's get into that. What you don't want to do is store it in a really hot place. You don't want the unit to explode. Like, for example, if you have a cabinet over your stove, do not do that. You also don't want to put sparkling carbonated drinks like sparkling water or soda. Again, it might explode. The charger that it comes with is the recommended charger that they said to use. Do not use a fast charger. And most important, please read the instructions yourself. There's a lot more than that, but I feel like those are the most common mistakes people might make. Oh wait, and one more thing, do not store it into a car. Just in case the car gets too hot, you don't want the unit to get overheated and explode. These are some of my favorite things about the Nutribullet Flip. One of my favorite things about this unit is how compact it is. It actually fits in my cabinet. Once you put the blade cover on and separate with the go-to-go top, it fits perfectly. As for my book bag, it is a little bit on the snug side and I have to separate it for it to work. So as you can see, I can barely close it, but at least it's not gonna fall out. And then the blade, if I want a fresh drink, I just put it in the blade cover and then put it on this side. Another thing I love about this unit, it's pretty much the size of all my insulated to-go cups. It is absolutely perfect. And my number one thing I love about it, it's super easy to clean. Just 1 squirt of soap, a little bit of water, put the lid on, press start. Now this is not part of the kit. I brought this separately, but this is a USB-C plug. I honestly put this in here to keep any water getting inside and recommend buying that. Toss the water out and rinse. And I'm actually super nervous about the water getting in here. So yeah, just to make sure it doesn't get in there. But it's really easy to clean. And please pick up some of those plugs. Things I don't like about the Nutribullet Flip. As mentioned in the washing segment, it really needs a USB-C plug to make sure water doesn't get inside the engine. Another thing I hope they do is make this a little bit more powerful. I find that I have to blend at least 2 times to get a smoothie and make sure all the frozen fruit is, broken up. It's about 11.1 volts or watts or whatever. So it's stronger than most portable blenders, but it can't compete with a classic Nutribullet or even something like a Vitamix. Last but not least, as I'm fighting the New York heat, aka sweating, I hope they make this a little bit smaller and lighter. It is portable and lighter once you have this blade off, but I love the idea of having a fresh drink after you've done a workout or after a long day of running errands or something. I was impressed that after 12 hours, it was so cold and refreshing. And I've even tested it past 24 hours. Even though it says up to 24 hours, surprisingly, I think I did like 26 hours later, the drink was still cold. I would recommend getting this, but buy with caution. Make sure that you register your Nutribullet Flip. It's the 1st generation, but I hope if they make a 2nd generation, make a few tweaks, It's almost perfect. Another thing that I didn't like or don't like is because it's not a lot of power. If you're using like dry fruits and stuff like dates, you have to soak it. Oh, one more thing I hope they do. Be right back. I hope they make all components stainless steel. But the to-go could easily be to store snacks, but I'm not going to store snacks in a plastic container. Also, I wish that this top can be compatible with the bottom, the stainless steel bottom, so you can make things like salsas and things like that. Or let's say you want to clean it with the base because you're using the cup. Like, I feel like there's a little bit more tweaking. Also, on the lines of less plastic, is there a way to make all of it stainless steel on the bottom so that you have no plastic at all? So those are my little things that I hope that if they do a second or further generation that they make those tweaks. But this is still the least amount of plastic that I use in my current setup. Let me show you my current blender. So this is my current blender that I've been using a lot lately. Now, truth be told, I did buy a Nutribullet. I want to say almost a year ago. I just never opened it, and I was just about to open it, and the flip came out. So I'm probably going to sell this. And for my Vitamix, there is an easy solution if you want to have less plastic use for your blending. So with that being said, thank you for watching this, I guess, review, slight unboxing reveal. And check out the next post on my Vitamix solution, because I definitely want to start cooking and blending with less plastic. Gadgetry from Green is the New Lean is out. I don't know why I'm stuttering. Bye.